video tutorial is just a little thing I'm putting together for everybody that's starting out in coursing and racing and what you're going to need. First off, you need a dog that'll run. Second, you need coursing blankets. I'll start with lure coursing. You need the 3 colors, pink, blue, and yellow. There's many different types of blankets you can buy. Just make sure they fit your dog correctly, otherwise they'll fall off when they're running. This is a cotton one with a button. This one's the full spandex muscle shirt. I personally don't like these for Borzoi because they're a pain in the butt to put on and get off. And my absolute personal favorite is the open chest spandex, which I actually made these myself. All you do is get some spandex colored pink, blue, and yellow, and you cut it to leave some extra end to sew here, and then some extra end to sew here. It might take you a couple times, but as long as it fits your dog, and they work great. They're very durable, easy to wash. You also need slip leads. There's 2 different types basically. This one is a regular slip lead where you put it through the loops and then release it when they say tally ho. This one is called a quick release. It's got a little quick release clip here. I love these. However, I don't use them like that. I use it at the end so it's easier to walk the dog out with the lead on. But I actually, when I'm releasing the dog, I hold it like this and just let go. I'll show you how to fit them in the next segment here. I'm going to go on to racing, what you need for racing. Racing, you need 4 blankets for racing. You're going to need number 1, which is red. It's also pink on the other side because this is a reversible. Reversibles are great if you can find someone that makes reversible blankets because it keeps down your blanket collection. There's the number 2, which also this is a reversible. Number 2 blanket that's blue. Number 3 blanket that's white. This is one of those muscle shirts. This is for a very large Borzoi. I don't use them, but I have them because I collect blankets. And then a number 4. There's also Velcro, and there's also tie blankets. I prefer the Velcro, especially when they're racing, and because they're easy on, easy off. And I also prefer the cotton blankets because they're easier to wash and you can wet them down. The dog stays nice and cool when they're running. Also, you will need a small collar. I like I think these are 1 inch because they're not very heavy. Some people put the 2-inch ones, which are really heavy on the dog's neck. I like the really light ones. Don't use a buckle or a snap because sometimes, like, I had an issue where I released a dog for someone and the snap actually came undone, and I got a false start on the dog, unfortunately, so felt bad about that. You also need race muzzles. There's many different types of muzzles. There's the wire. There's these 2 types of basket muzzles. These I imported from the UK. I love these muzzles, but they're not good for dogs that like to chew on the bunny at the end because you can see they'll eventually snap. These are horrible. The wire ones are horrible for dogs that like to eat the bunny at the end because their jaw can actually get stuck in here. The safest ones for dogs that pound their heads on the bunny are your Halimar, and then these 2 other basket muzzles, which are fairly cheap. These are actually probably the most typical I see nowadays for the dogs that pound their heads onto the lure because it's hard to break them. They're very durable. And these I've seen, but they're not as popular. And these just seem really bulky, but some people that race their dogs love these muzzles. A couple other things, and I'll show you how to fit those in the next segment along with the other stuff here. Other things you will need coursing, and I found over my years that I've collected a lot of stuff, but it's great when you leave your dogs in the vehicle to have one of these to shade the front. keeps the van a lot cooler, or your car a lot cooler. You also want one of these wonderful shade cloths here. You can get them Pet Edge, and they're called solar shades. They're wonderful. They keep vehicles nice and cool. And to attach them to the vehicle, you can use these heavy duty magnets that you can buy them at any Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Home Depot. They're great, and they're really, you don't want to get them stuck on the vehicle because they will scratch your vehicle, so make sure you always put something between it and the vehicle. Another good things to have are these little clip things here. If you use an X pen, the shade cloths work great for the X pens as well. If you don't have a top for the X pen, if you do have a top, that's great too. But these are great connectors for the X pens. Your little mini bungee cords are wonderful little items to have. The poly tarps, you get these really, really cheap anywhere, $3. This is a 6x8, which is the typical size I use on the road. They're great to put down in the vehicle on those days that it's really mucky out and your dog's all dirty and you don't want to get the interior of your car all dirty. This is another thing for when they lay outside in the X pen to put it down as a floor. They have several different types you can get at indoor, outdoor, carpet type stuff at Home Depot, Lowe's. And then these are wonderful little DC fans that you plug into if you have a power inverter, if you have a cigar lighter. Most vehicles now have the DC adapter in the rear of the vehicles, which are wonderful for these things. Or you can even buy a separate charger to use with them. Okay, I'll go on to fitting muzzles and slip leads.